So here we are, June 14th, day 4, and the flies have returned en masse to the stake. So that's fun.
Yeah.
We're getting a visual analysis of that. Oh boy, they're doing that fly buzzing sound. I don't know if you can hear it. Yep, very audible fly buzzing. Alright, the stake, trout. The trout is again, still really not affected too much. There's a hole in the middle, it's darker, it's browner, it's more deflated. It's kind of just doing that a lot. The flies really are not affecting it. Although, my dad pointed out that this is actually smoked trout, and so the flies might be attacking it because it's really cooked already.
Yeah.
Which means, we don't get to see the fly growth on fish. However, it does mean we get to see what happens when meat just rots from bacteria and whatnot. So that's kind of interesting. Let's see how the lamb is doing. Lamb, I don't remember. It doesn't seem a whole lot different. Maybe a bit darker. Maybe a bit more deflated. Ultimately not too different. The, what I thought were maggots under here, and probably are maggots. Actually, what were maggots, we determined they were maggots. Oh, that's... Again, the camera won't focus. Hold on a sec. Okay, again, the camera's not focusing too well, but the maggots still under there are still pretty small. They haven't really gotten a whole lot bigger. They seem to have receded a little bit, which I'm guessing just means that they're starting to eat the underside of the lamb more. So if we were to flip it over, which I don't want to do, and will not, at least not at this point, there'd probably be a bunch of maggots on the underneath. So that's how the lamb's doing. Chicken, the chicken...
Look at how many maggots
The chicken's just getting more and more maggots. Like right there, you can just see it's a worming mass. Like before it looked like sawdust, generally static. Now it's just squirming, and everything is squirming, and it's nice and gross.
Were there maggots there yesterday?
No, that maggot growth has definitely increased on the chicken. Generally, all around the bottom sides. Oh, for example, this hole here I mentioned yesterday, which is mostly clear.
Oh, geez.
There's now a bunch of maggots in it. They're just around it, they're climbing in. The chicken itself, overall coloration, again, flatter. It's widening out, I guess. A bit darker maybe. Overall, the appearance doesn't look a whole lot different from yesterday, but the maggot growth has increased dramatically. They've just spread out and they're filling the holes. I guess the flies decided, hey, there's more chicken here. Let's lay more eggs. So yeah, tons of maggots on the chicken.
There's certainly a smell from this end.
Oh, apparently there's a smell beginning to brew. We'll get to that in a sec. The flies have decided to go to the steak more. Again, the steak is really shriveling. Seems to be just less water and browner and smaller and generally more disgusting. There are maggots underneath. There don't seem to be a whole lot more maggots though. Just generally a nominal amount. But the steak overall doesn't look too different. So I guess the meats, appearance-wise, don't seem too different. Small, maybe smaller, maybe a bit darker. But ultimately the biggest change is just increased maggot growth on the chicken. Now we're going to begin the poking test. So I guess starting with the steak.
I'm afraid to unsettle the...
Nah,
it's
fine.
Yep.
Okay.
Well...
actually, looking at it, there's only a narrow ring of maggots right by the edge, it seems. Maybe not. I might be seeing that wrong.
It's still about as tough as yesterday.
Okay, so still pretty tough. I guess not a whole lot of change in that department.
Yeah. Ooh, that got fleshier.
So this got fleshier apparently, although we might be poking a different part.
Nope, fly.
Okay, so the fat seems to be getting fleshier on this.
Yeah, I actually think I just punctured it.
Oh yeah, there's a puncture wound right in there. So the flash is a lot weaker, much easier to damaging.
Yeah, the lamb is definitely fleshier.
Yeah, that's the
Hello,
chicken.
chicken. Oh.
Chicken looks very rigid.
It's actually slightly...
Squishier?
It gives more...
More give?
Yeah.
It looks like a rough give, like almost a deflecting aluminum foil or something.
Yeah. And then, of course, here we go with fish.
How's the trout?
Still the same amount of give. I'm really looking forward to seeing how that fish turns out.
Yeah, it will be interesting, just the decomposition. Although, due to the general lack of change in color, size, and for the most part, rigidity, it seems the bacteria growth has, at the very least, slowed. It doesn't seem as rapid as it once was. Although the fat is starting to decompose more, but I don't know enough about the chemical structure of fat to really describe it. As for the smell, it's not really there. It's faint. But occasionally you can kind of smell this, I don't know, the best I can describe it is a fishy smell, like almost if you were kind of down at the harbor, which I'm guessing is probably from the fish, you know.
Especially since it's stronger on that end.
Yeah, so I'm guessing the the trout is starting to produce a bit of a smell, but just kind of more akin to what it's at the harbor. Nothing too bad and certainly nothing too overpowering. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it and see you tomorrow.